Welcome back. I'm David Viscott, and this is live. It's Saturday night. We're listening to people in this town talk about what they feel, talk about their problems, and some people are quite troubled out there. But no one is so troubled that they are different from anyone else. Our troubles are part of the pattern of life that all of us live. And when someone deals with death, is there anyone out there who can truly say that you won't have to deal with that problem? When someone deals with a friend who is abandoning them, can you say that you won't suffer or haven't suffered it? We relive our pain and experience our life through the love that we feel other people sharing and the pain that they express. And there are lessons to be learned everywhere. What do we have, John?
Donna is a single parent. She's got 3 kids, and she is really scared to death, David.
Why?
She's being followed by a man following her around, harassing her, and she'll tell you about it. She's 38.
Donna?
Yeah.
Hi, what is this?
Well, a little over 6 years ago, I was introduced to a gentleman by mutual friends who everyone told me he was the salt of the earth, a really wonderful guy, and so I decided that maybe I would take a chance and date him, and I dated him for a while.
How long?
Well, I dated him for about 4 months before I realized that everything he had told me about his life and who he was a bunch of lies.
Okay, and what was he really?
What he really was a person who is dependent on drugs and dependent on other people to provide for him, and he saw me as a perfect candidate for the fact that I had 3 other people in my life that I had to provide a home for, and if he could get in tight with me, he could...
I'll go with that, but how far did you permit him?
Well, he was really great with my kids. My
This
youngest,
is in the first 4 months.
in the first 4 months, he was the most fantastic person that any woman could probably want. He fixed things. He did for me. He treated me like I was somebody really special. And as soon as he got where he felt he was comfortable, he suddenly turned into the person he really was.
And how long were you with him after that?
About 4
Couple of
months.
years?
No, about 4 months.
Only 4 months on top of that, huh?
And then he told me that he really didn't care whether or not I liked him, loved him, or anything else, that he had made a commitment to me in his heart.
And that was it, and he was stuck with you for life, huh?
No, I was stuck with him for life.
Well, whatever it is, why did you buy into it at that point?
Because he has threatened to harm my family. He has made statements such as...
Well, what have you done? I mean, I can imagine the statements. That he's going to threaten, that he's going to do what to your kids?
Well, one of the statements is, kids riding across the street on a bike could get hit by a car and get killed, and
So
the car could keep
all
going.
right, that's called a threat on your child's life. That's a threat on a person's life.
He has also said, your parents live in a really nice place, and people that live in really nice places come home to burglars who are in their house. We're talking about a person who spends every penny he's got on cocaine, and I didn't know that when I first met him.
All right. Now, what is the present problem?
The present problem is the fact that if I'm not at home when he calls, and one of my children answer the phone and say, I'm not home, I don't know when she'll be home. He calls every 5 minutes, and when a couple of weeks ago when my daughter said, look, stop calling, I'll tell her when she gets home that you called, he said, please stop calling, and he said, I'll call any blank time I want to.
All right, you need to change your phone number.
I did that,
Put an answering machine in to monitor.
I have that.
And never pick up the phone without knowing who's there.
I've tried that.
No, you
I've also
try-
gone
wait,
to the district attorney,
okay.
and the district attorney has said a restraining order is only a piece of paper. The County of Orange cannot protect you and your family. We cannot follow you around with a bodyguard.
Okay, what do you think he's going to do?
I don't know. He's already broken into my house
Well,
3 times,
all right.
and the police cannot prove it was him. He came to my house one night to my backyard where my son was spending the night in the backyard and knocked on the door, and I thought it was my son, and I said, "Come in to my room." And when the police came, they said, "It's a domestic problem." I've even gone so far as last Christmas when he told me he was sick of being alone and that I had family and he didn't, that he was going to drive his truck right through my front door.
Okay,
and
let me
when
tell you something,
What?
Donna. I don't want to get you crazy, but I have to tell you the truth. This man is life-threatening.
Yes,
He's also crazy.
yes.
And he's also on drugs in a state that make him impossible to predict. You need a lawyer. Forget the district attorney. You need someone who can get behind the scenes and do something. It's going to cost you money. But to go to a DA and by yourself and be treated like this, they're going to say there's nothing you can do. But the fact is, people have, you hear 911 calls on the evening news where someone is complaining about he's going to come over and kill me, and he comes over and kills you.
Mm-hmm.
You got one of those in your life, my friend, and you know it.
Yeah, because I even fired a 20-gauge shotgun at him and had the police come to my house and judge that I was justified in doing so, and he still, for the last...
Did you aim to miss?
Yeah, I aimed to miss. I didn't want to kill him. I just want him out of my life. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't...
Look, you can either take arms against him by going the full extent of the law. You can move out, leave no forwarding address. But that puts you in the position of being a fugitive.
Hey, that puts me in the position of being in the right, him being totally in the wrong, and my children either have to do without their mother or they have to do without their family. I guess it's just very frustrating.
All right.
That
You have not gotten what you deserve to get from the law. The law is very weak on this point. You certainly have a case with 3 breaking and enterings, with rifle with fire that they considered justified. You need to let them know that you're ready to protect yourself, and that you're afraid you might kill him next time.
So my next step is a restraining order.
No, your next step is a lawyer, someone who's really tremendously involved in the ways and means of Orange County and knows someone to talk to and can sit down with the DA and say, hey, look, we got a problem here, and it could be politically very harmful for you. I mean, there are ways to coerce people into giving you the help you want. They're all terrified of bad publicity. I mean, somewhere out there, there's an Orange County reporter listening to us who's saying, I wonder where Donna lives. I wonder who this guy is. This is a great story. How could we,
Yeah.
All right. But the point is, the thing you need to do is get whatever help you can. Start with the lawyer, and then you can start by talking to someone in one of the local newspapers and say, I have a story here where I'm not getting help and protection from the law. How widespread is this? Is there a feature that could be done on this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
All right, so that's what you have to do. Be a little bit of a rabble-rouser, but don't take no on this one. You've got to get some solution, and you've got to get saved from this, because this guy is frankly out and out a danger to your life and the life of your children.
Yeah, that's why I haven't really pushed anything.
Push like crazy.
I haven't pushed him because I'm afraid.
Get a lawyer to do it.
Well, he has beaten me up.
Get a lawyer to do it.
Okay.
All right? And go for it. And let the lawyer exert all the pressure. It's going to cost you money, but at least it won't cost you your life. John, the trouble people are going through.
Yes, Cassandra was married, David, for about 4 years, very, happily married and everything. But the problem now is she's obsessing over, or fantasizing over thoughts of women. And she wants to talk to you about it, if you don't mind. She's 36.
36? Cassandra?
David,
Yes.
thanks for taking my call.
Okay. What's going on?
Well, like your producer said, I'm 36. I was married for about 4 years, about 3 years ago. My thoughts have been around women a lot for a long time. Even when I was married, I remember hearing a rumor about some woman at work. It was rumored that she was gay or whatever, and after that, my sexual fantasies kind of centered on her, that sort of thing. I didn't date anyone for 2 years after my husband and I split up, and then I ended up meeting a guy and spent about 8 months with him. And for the last few months, I have been with no one, and I'm just real confused as to what I should do or what I should explore. I mean, I just have this intense need to be around women in a real intense sort of way, but I don't really know what to do about it or whatever. And so I just wondered if you had any thoughts on that.
You said that like kicking back now that you got it off your chest.
It's like, yeah, I guess so. I don't really have many people I can talk to about this.
Are you a lesbian?
I don't, like I said, I don't have any practical experience in that area.
Are you a lesbian?
I don't think so.
Then what do the thoughts mean?
I'm not really sure. That's why I'm calling you.
Okay. How did you get along with your mother?
Well, sort of okay.
In what way wasn't it okay?
She was intrusive. She always wanted to know everything that was going on with me. Never thought I told her enough juicy details or whatever.
She was living through you.
Exactly.
So your mother's way of understanding, mother's way of living her life was to pry into your life.
Mm-hmm.
That fit?
That's it.
That's it?
In a nutshell.
Nutshell. Okay. And you felt what about that?
I didn't like it.
Okay. Why not?
Because it didn't feel right to me, but I was told from everyone else that I was wrong for feeling that way.
For being angry over mother for hurting you by being pushy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When did you start having feelings about wanting to be close to another woman?
Probably about, 5 or 6 years ago.
Ever as an adolescent?
Once when I was real young.
When was that?
Probably about, 10 or 11 years old.
And who was the other woman?
Girlfriend.
And what was your feeling about her?
It wasn't really a feeling about her. It was just kind of, sex play that kids do, and I didn't really have any strong emotional feeling toward her.
But there was a fascination towards the thing?
It was a physical thing, yeah.
And the feeling was what?
It was very strong desire.
Did you have anything likened to it in your life before that?
No.
So it was an awakening.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And it was a sexual feeling towards someone of the same sex.
Right.
Did you ever have a feeling like that towards a man?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, of course.
Lots of them.
Lots of them. Okay? And besides that girl when you were 10, sexual feelings about other women?
No, not until about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay, and then what happened?
Well, like I said, I heard something about this one girl, and the thoughts just kept kind of creeping into my mind slowly over about a course of a year.
Thoughts.
Right.
What about feelings of wanting to be with her sexually? Intense yearning for her.
Well, that sort of started developing, too.
And when you have the
And
thought...
I didn't really even know her.
So they were fantasies.
Yeah, exactly.
And while you were having the fantasies, how did you feel about yourself?
How did I feel about myself?
Yes.
Well, probably a little guilty for having them, I guess.
Why guilty for having them?
Well, women are supposed to be with men, so everyone says,
Well, you rely on other people to tell you how you're supposed to feel a little, don't you? Yeah, you thought people should, when people told you you shouldn't feel that way about your mother's intrusiveness, you believed them and felt guilty. And you have, right?
Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah, and to a degree, you feel feelings of a sexual nature towards women, and you feel guilty about them because they're not right.
Not because they're not right, just because they're not the accepted norm.
Okay,
I mean,
but who are you?
I just don't like standing out and being different.
But how do you know you are or you're not?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. So where do you want to go with this?
I'm really not sure what to do.
What does it feel like you want to do? Do you want
I don't know. I mean,
do you want?
I went to a lesbian bar on my way home tonight.
What was the first time?
No, I've been to them a couple times.
And
before.
what was it like tonight?
Tonight it was actually kind of dull. There was like not that many people there. They told me that I don't know, some new club opened and everyone goes there on Fridays, and it was really kind of dead.
But when you were there the time before then?
Time before that, it was kind of exciting. I talked to a couple girls that were really nice, and the three of us just talked real honestly about our kind of experiences or whatever,
And what did you come?
and danced and stuff.
Right. And what was you danced with them?
Uh-huh.
And what did that feel like?
It felt really nice. It just felt like dancing with three friends,
Okay.
although I had just met them.
All right. And the feeling after the club was what?
It was just kind of it was kind of a letdown, because in my younger days when I used to go out to nightclubs, I mean, I always kind of like got lucky and went home with somebody, and
So
I
you
was kind of like,
you expected to get lucky.
I didn't expect to, but it would have been nice.
It would have been nice to get lucky and go home with a woman, and then what would have happened?
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
So you've already answered the question, haven't you?
I have. What was the answer?
The answer is you think you're a lesbian, and you're testing it out.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that what you're saying?
I think so.
Now, why is that so hard to say?
It's not hard to say, but it's just like I don't know what to do with it if that's the
You're
case.
doing what a person does with that sort of thing when they think that's what they are.
I just kind of feel like, aren't I too old to be going through this?
36?
Yeah, like, shouldn't I, like, know by now what's what?
Well, that's where you are. Everyone travels this path through life at a different pace and a different age. At least you're still young. Well,
36 is starting to feel pretty old.
you ought to try it when you cross 50. 36 looks pretty young. Be patient. You're already experimenting with the world. And
So do you think I should keep experimenting with the world, or just...
If I said no, would you stop?
I don't know.
If I said no, would you stop?
Well, no, no, maybe not, but I'd still want to know what you think.
Well, I think you're doing what is natural to you, and it feels like that's the right thing for you to do. Don't feel guilty about it. You're going to find out where your heart is. And that's what you're supposed to do in this life.
Shake your head.
I should shake my head?
Shake your head up and down.
Does that make you feel better?
Thank you.
Okay. You want me to say, go do it?
Thank you very much.
Cassandra,
Yes?
life is open.
Okay.
It's our minds that close ourselves to it.
Thanks.
Take care. David Viscott, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Boola boola boola. What are you doing?
I'm saving water.
But I need that.
No, you don't. You can just fill the sink up for everything you normally use running water for, like shaving or brushing your teeth or...
Whitewater rafting, slip and slide, gargling.
Or rinsing vegetables or washing the car. So the next time you turn the faucet on, think about it and turn it off.
I knew that.
Channel 4 encourages everyone to save water, but you knew that.
Gentlemen, the tobacco industry has a very serious multi-billion-dollar problem. We need more cigarette smokers, pure and simple. Every day, 2,000 Americans stop smoking. Another 1,100 also quit. Actually, technically, they die. That means that this business needs 3,000 fresh new volunteers every day. So forget about all that heart disease, cancer, emphysema, stroke stuff. We're not in this business for our health.
This is what many of our disadvantaged youth will be looking at this summer. But thanks to thousands of volunteers, over 50,000 young people at Salvation Army summer camps will see things from a different perspective. With your help, we're making a world of difference.
The list of stars killed in tragic plane crashes continues to grow. And on the next Entertainment Tonight, we've got the inside story behind the high risk of celebrity travel.
We're really very, very lucky in this business that this doesn't happen more often.
They go from town to town, usually in chartered private planes. But many experts feel some stars take unusual risks to make sure they get to their gig on time. The hazards of star travel. The inside stories only on Entertainment Tonight.
The hottest from Hollywood. Entertainment Tonight at 7.
David Viscott, it's 2:24. This is All Live, and we're talking to just about anyone who wants to talk to us. And the number here is 1-800-464-1622. Write it down, and you might think about calling a little earlier to get in if you're having trouble getting through. Sean, who do we have?
Hi. Maria wants to talk to you, David. She's very sexually active, and she says it follows her around everywhere. She's 17.
Okay. Maria.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Hi. I feel really weird.
It feels really weird?
Yeah.
You looking at me?
Yeah, huh?
Hi, Maria.
Hi.
Does that feel better?
Yeah.
Okay. What's wrong?
I'm just extremely sexual active, kind of almost to an abnormal rate.
Tell me what that means.
Well, I was molested when I was 8 years old, and kind of ever since then. Basically.
Kind of ever since then, what?
I've just been having sex with men. Older men. I mean, when I was 14, I was with a guy that was 47, who was married and had 2 kids. So, I mean, it's gotten pretty bad.
Okay. How active are you right now?
Right now, I'm starting to tone it down, but there's a certain guy, he just snaps his fingers and that's it.
How old is he?
17.
How many men are you involved with right now?
Right now, 4.
4. And how often do you have sex?
That's kind of embarrassing. It's about every day.
Every day?
Just about, yeah.
Okay. What do you get from it?
I don't know. It's just, I feel at that, moment that I'm cared about, whereas otherwise I guess I don't.
Who molested you when you were 8?
One of my mother's roommates at the time.
Did your mother find out?
No, she'd kill him.
Why didn't you tell her?
Because I was afraid to.
Does she know now?
No.
It's time to tell her.
Huh?
It's time to tell her.
You think so?
The main feeling in your life right now is that you don't feel cared about. And you're using sex to feel cared about. And you're also angry.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm mad that it happened.
Mad that it happened, and you must also be mad that it was your mother's roommate, therefore you must have some feelings about your mother not paying enough attention.
Well, I've always kind of thought that my mom didn't pay enough attention to me.
And since you have sex to be cared about, this is not about sex, this whole thing. It's about being loved.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like my whole entire purpose in life is the great search to be loved.
But wouldn't it be nice if you could talk to your mother about it?
Yeah, it would be, but my mom is kind of a violent person. Not with me, but if she...
Violent
she'd
how?
kill him.
She'd kill him?
She would kill him. Just straight out kill him, literally.
You know something?
Huh.
She's got to know.
Well, it's going to be really hard to tell her.
Why?
Well, because my mom, in her own little world, has this idea of the perfect children. That's,
But her view is incorrect.
No, it's not. And I guess if I had told her at the time, it would have been different.
But what you need to do is, does she know how sexually active you are?
No.
You need to tell her.
In fact, she thinks I'm a virgin.
You need to tell her. First of all, you say, Mother, I'm not a virgin.
Uh-huh.
And you say, I haven't been a virgin for a long time. I haven't been a virgin since I was 8 years old. And the person who was responsible was the man you're living with. And ever since then, I've been angry at you for not taking better care of me, and I've never been able to come up and tell you about it. And I'll go to bed with just about anyone to feel good about myself. But I don't feel good about myself. I talked to a psychiatrist on television tonight, and he told me to tell you. And I've been afraid to tell you because you're so violent that I've been afraid that you would kill this man, and that would make it even worse. I don't want any more anger or violence in my life. I just want to be cared for.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you're in touch with the real world. You think I'm a certain way because you feel comfortable believing I'm a certain way. I'm not a certain way. And I'm terrified that I'm turning into something I can't even imagine. Right?
Yeah.
Why can't you tell her that?
I don't know. We're just, I mean, we're, so far as sex is concerned, we're open enough. I mean, my mom and I tonight sat down and watched the porno. You know, I mean, it's no big deal to us. But
Good old Ma.
Huh?
Good old Ma.
Yeah. She is a really nice lady.
Oh, I'm sure.
But she's open about it as long as her little girls aren't doing it.
Why is she showing you porno films?
Because she figured, she always thought that the best way to handle things was just to be open and honest.
You ought to tell her that after seeing the sexual film, the porno film, you decided she had to know about a porno film that you were involved in. A child porno film.
Yeah.
Now that she's talking about it, she's got to hear the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maria, you need to be strong about this. Your mother has to be woken up. This is her wake-up call. She's got to know that you are a desperately unhappy child out there looking for love wherever you can find it.
No, I just, you know, sometimes I try to get relationships with men, you know, without...
Don't go there. I immediately said that you are a desperate, unhappy child looking for love wherever you can find it, and you go right to men. That's just what you do. Every time you feel empty, you look for a man. You know what happens if this doesn't get better? It gets worse.
Yeah.
You got to tell your mother.
Okay.
You going to do that?
In 19 days when I turn 18.
No. Are you going to tell your mother?
Okay, yeah.
You have to tell her.
Okay.
There's a part of you that knows that this is so wrong. Just as the part of you was squirming, I bet, when you were watching the porno film, right?
Yeah.
Didn't feel right, did it?
No.
Your mother's a little bit...
Wacko.
Well, your mother's a little bit...
Conception. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it?
Uh-huh.
My favorite sound in the world. Tell her. She needs to know that she's damaged you. And you need to know that you can stand up for yourself. It's now. Don't wait till your 18th birthday. The pain in you is speaking. Give it a voice. David Viscott, you stay tuned. David Viscott, and it's live. It's Saturday night or Sunday morning, and a lot of people are out there. It's amazing that the city goes to sleep, but the hearts stay awake. John, where are we?
I'd like you to talk with Jeanette. She's absolutely terrified and overcome with fear. It has to do with UFO abductions. She's 25, David.
UFO abductions? Jeanette?
Yeah, hi. I feel like a total idiot calling.
Don't.
I was at a party earlier tonight, and there were some discussions going on, basically about the book Communions, which deals with that. And one of the people there was basically discussing a recent encounter that her brother had that is very similar to this. They're not saying it is this, but it's unexplained and similar. And I was sitting there and I was kind of, frightened at the whole thing, and then I just kind of got over it. We were talking about other things, and I got home, and I'm just really, I feel like a complete idiot, as I said.
You're terrified.
Yeah, and I've never had this reaction to anything before.
What part of you was touched?
Well, you mean physically right now?
Yeah, what is the
It's the stomach and the just.
Have you ever had an anxiety, anything like the thing you're having?
No, I was telling the man who's helping you there that at one point I had a man punch his fist through my window in the middle of the night, and I was not this terrified.
Okay, so in what sparked the terror? There was something that sparked it, something specific.
I think it's that this with other things in my life that are out there, they're like real to me. It's an outside force or something. Whereas with what these people were talking about, it's kind of like invasive, and there's no way to ward against it, or you know what I'm saying. And then also in the discussion, God, I hope nobody who's there is listening to this.
Yeah, don't anyone else listen, okay?
But one of the things that they were saying is like, and I do believe this, that when you kind of open your mind to something, like often, like Viscott or something like that, you say, oh, what would I do if I get mugged? And 2 days later, you'll get mugged. And
So
here I am.
You're worried about being picked up tonight, huh?
Well, no, yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough, because I'm going to ask you a very scary question.
Uh-huh.
But I want one little piece of information before I ask it.
Uh-huh.
When they were telling the story,
Uh-huh.
there was a part of the story that was scarier than the rest, right? The brother's experience.
Yeah, well, he's in the hospital.
When did this happen?
I guess very recently.
And what happened in the experience that scared you?
Well, the brother apparently will not acknowledge this, as won't read the book, won't acknowledge it as what the other
What
people.
does he say happened, the brother?
He says he doesn't know. He has all these unexplainable bruises all over his body. He doesn't know what happened, but he's had dreams about encounters.
Okay. So he had a dream, and he woke up with all...
Well, no, it wasn't necessarily related, but he has had dreams, and now he's like passing out and has bruises and has these inexplainable, like, suture marks across his back that the hospital can't figure out why. I mean, it sounds insane to me, but
Let me go to another place now. Here's my difficult question.
Okay.
You alone?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you, in an apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. Stay with me.
Uh-huh.
Does there have any feeling of a memory come to you? I'm not saying you could remember anything, but the feeling like you might have a memory of this, rather than an expectation that if you think about a mugging, it'll happen. But did you ever have a thought that, is this a memory?
No.
Not even a little bit?
I thought of that, and not that.
You thought of that?
Yeah, I called it.
Wait, go there. Why did you think of it if you didn't have the memory?
Because I was looking for some rational explanation.
Don't go there.
For my fear.
Yeah. Did you ever have a recollection of this fear as a child in a dream?
No.
You can say that absolutely surely.
Not that I recall. You say recollection.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I never had a dream, but...
Did you have nightmares as a kid?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Bad ones?
To me, yes.
What were they like?
They were not on the subject. They were about kind of like I had a really fairly awful junior high like childhood, and they were basically, I would dream about whatever went on that day, and it was so awful that it was invading my nights that it was horrible.
Invading your nights?
Yeah.
Which is the feeling you're having now? You said it. I didn't put the words together. Invading your nights?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a feeling of terror invading your nights, and when you heard his story of terror invading his nights, there was a feeling of helplessness that you had as a child, and there's also a feeling of helplessness that he is even not up to this moment denying.
Yeah.
So there's a similarity, even though one has had to do with an abusive situation, and the other one had to do with a denied question, abduction question.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you remember being terrified and out of control, a feeling you don't want to experience.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. I've had a lot of, personal experience with some of this stuff, interviewing people who claim to have been abducted, and I spoke with Betty Hill, who wrote the book Incident at Exeter. And one thing that's common to all is a overwhelming, paralyzing fear as if someone has pressed a button in your brain and triggered all of your fear mechanisms, so they're all on 100%.
Yeah.
As if you have been telepathically paralyzed.
Yeah.
That's, if these things exist, that's how they control people. Because there's nothing like having a person be controlled by their own inhibition. Why have a restraint if you can get a person to feel paralyzed?
Right.
And what you picked up through the story is that feeling. Isn't that right?
Yes.
You said, I'd hate to be in that. I'd hate to be able not to run. I'd hate to have my feet frozen in the sidewalk.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. And that also had a recollection of the childhood nightmares of feeling something invading in the night.
Yeah.
So you link the two, and I'm not saying that... What am I saying? I'm not saying you're not going to be abducted, like I know. I mean, I come from one of those pancakes on Venus, you know, that they're showing in the newspaper. I don't know. But the main point is, I'm glad you're feeling better, sweetheart, because what you're going through is you're recalling an earlier time of fear, and you're dealing with someone who's in a terrified state and denying it, and the unknown all comes back at you and hits you at once.
So what is an active plan?
The active plan is you're here and you're fine. Hi. See me?
Yeah.
I see you. You're okay. You're going to be fine.
Yeah. I'm just still like kind of...
Shaken.
Yeah.
And touched by a fear that's contagious.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can feel it. But it's going to go away. Come on, I'll get you through the night. Stick around.
Okay.
Okay? Feel better?
A little.
A little? Well, a little's a start.
I mean, I'm not going to go into my bedroom and shut off the lights, you know.
Why not?
That's, you know, that's like why I'm up now, because I just, I as I said, it's irrational. It's an irrational thing. And somehow when the lights are on, it doesn't seem as likely, although I know that's kind of irrational too, but, you know. What do? I know it's irrational, you know. That's about as rational as I am, is to recognize that it's totally irrational.
Boy, you know, they're not out there. Okay? Halloween, you know, passed. I'm not saying that UFOs or other people don't exist. There's a lot of evidence. But I think you're safe for the night.
Okay. I did want to say about a couple of other women that called tonight, the abuse survivors, that just another woman hearing it, you know, also feels that it is not their fault, and that I support them in their recovery.
Good. And see, even in your fear, you can come from a piece of strength and give. You're fine.
Thank you.
Okay?
Okay.
Feeling better?
A little. Yeah.
A little? Watch out. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Bye. David Viscott, stay tuned for a commercial. David Viscott, and welcome back. The number here is 1-800-464-1622. And the reason I'm telling you that, you won't be able to get in tonight, but put that number down so you can start calling in early next time. John Dosa.
Would you talk with David? His name is David. He has strong fears about incest in his past, something he can't quite put his finger on. He's 26.
Okay. Robert? No, it's David.
Yes, hello, David.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. What can I do for you?
Well, I've been listening to your program, and I wanted to just talk to you about my. I don't have any memories yet, but I watched a TV movie earlier this week, and it was the Patty Duke show, and her manager had incest with her, and I had just a very strong reaction to that. My mother was addicted to drugs from the time I was 2 to the time I was 13, and she was very smothering, and I slept with her till I was 11 because my father was traveling a lot of times, and I remember some sexual things of seeing her naked, but I've never really remembered anything.
Some sexual things of seeing her naked.
Uh-huh.
Is naked sexual?
Yeah.
How?
It was almost like a reaffirmation of her being sexually attractive.
Well, how did she parade it?
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, she wouldn't lock the door.
She wouldn't lock the door.
To her bedroom would be open.
Did so she left the door open, and you walked by.
Yeah, well, I went to get her something, and she'd be like doing makeup or something, and she'd laugh about it and run to the bathroom as I saw her naked.
She'd laugh about naked from totally naked?
Yeah.
How old were you when you have this memory?
9.
And that's change in that voice.
What happened?
Well, it was this change. 9. What was that feeling?
Fear. Total fear.
Fear of what?
Fear of her taking me over.
Taking you over. How?
I guess just smothering me so much that I won't come back.
From seeing her naked?
I don't know.
You focused on what part of her?
Her breast.
I thought so. And you saw yourself at her breast?
I guess in between.
In between. Not able to breathe?
Yeah, not able to breathe.
Suffocating.
Yeah.
Her pressing you close.
Mhm.
Scary.
Yeah.
And also the desire to be close and the fear that there's no one there to protect you because your father's on the road. Who's going to stop this?
Right.
Okay.
And she did do that with clothes on, I remember.
She would pull you close.
Yeah, because
How
she
close?
was so needy. I mean, it would be...
How
like,
close?
To her breast.
And you could smell her?
I don't remember that.
Smell
part.
her?
No, I don't know.
Think. Shut your eyes.
Okay.
Take a deep breath. Smell her.
No.
You could feel her.
Good.
Yes? What are you feeling right now?
Oh, just... God, I'm
Yes?
just tight, just cold.
Frozen.
Yeah.
You want to pull away? It's not
I
comfortable.
want to go in a corner. I want to hide.
Hide from this.
Yeah.
This is a woman out of control. She's lonely.
Oh, I know that.
She's desperate.
I know.
She's sexually hungry. Your father's away, and she doesn't know what to do with it.
Mhm. And she wants somebody to love her.
Right. Are you crying?
I'm starting to. I'm okay though.
No, of course you're okay. The more you cry, the more okay I'll believe you are. Oh, my friend. You have misinterpreted this. Because in that house, you weren't safe.
I know I wasn't. I wasn't protected by anybody.
It's not that you were fearing sexuality. You were fearing that there was no one to protect you. You know, against your feelings of getting close to her, and against her feelings of wanting to perhaps compromise you. You felt that?
Mhm. I guess I feel the fear of her doing it or
Doing what?
having sex with her. I mean, her neediness.
How close did she get?
I'm not sure.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
How close do you think she got?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
How close did you get in your mind?
Well, to make me disappear and go out of the room.
You got close enough that you visualized it.
I'm not sure.
If feels that. You must have had some mental picture. Give yourself the mental picture now, you and your mother. The feeling is?
Get away from me.
It made you want to run away.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you did.
Yeah, I did.
And so if you were there to run away from the feeling that you had in your own mind, and the feeling of her pulling you towards her in reality also made you run, and you ran out when the fantasy crossed your mind, it sounds like you also protected yourself. But what you cannot discriminate between right now is the fantasy that occurred when you were with her. Because with the way you are concerned, what you're remembering is the feeling, not an event. You made the feeling an event. Doesn't that feel right?
Maybe, maybe you are right. I mean, it...
Do you think if you had sex with your mother, you wouldn't know it?
I don't know. I mean, why would I get such an intense reaction when...
Because you had the memory of the fantasy. And the fantasy so frightened you, you ran out of the room. So the fantasy caused you to take a real action. You ran away from the fantasy. And because you did, and you made it a real event. But the real event was your reaction to a thought. And you probably picked up mother's sexual feelings. Those were probably real. But you couldn't stomach them, and so you ran. But you wish your dad was there so he could have taken care of her, and there wouldn't have been that problem to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, I want him to protect me from her.
Right. You think you're okay?
Oh, yeah.
You feel any better?
Yeah, I guess a little bit.
A little bit.
Trying to figure it out. It's getting in the way of...
Well, I mean, is this helping figure it out?
Yeah, maybe, you're right about it.
Let me tell you this. You stay on the line, and you be comfortable with this, and I'm going to give you one of our secret numbers to call in for people who want to get back and talk to me. And in a couple of weeks, I want to talk to you again.
Great.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, David. John, take his number off the line so he can know our secret number, and we can get back. He's on 1. Okay, and who else you got?
This is Kristen. She's in terrible pain, David. Her father molested her 3 weeks ago, and she is 41.
41? Kristen?
Yes?
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
It's just my dad.
And what happened?
He was drunk.
How old is he?
72.
And he molested you?
Yeah.
What happened? I mean, how far did he get?
Sex.
He penetrated?
Yeah.
Are you single?
I have been since 82.
Why the little giggle?
No giggle, I'm in pain.
Okay, but I thought I heard that.
Oh.
Have you confronted him?
No.
No?
No.
You've got to talk to him. Does he remember it?
I think he does, because it happened twice.
Twice? How could it happen twice?
Once I didn't remember because I was drunk. And the second time I was sober and he was drunk.
Are you living in the same house?
He's in Colorado now.
Look, whatever's going on right now, you're out of control as much as he is. You know this.
I know. That's why I don't want to live anymore.
Okay. Listen, you've got to get some help right away with this. This is not an easy situation. And it's not one that I would do well with you talking about on the air in this short time. So what I want you to do is I want you to stay on, and we're going to put you in touch with someone who can give you some more direct help. Because you can't let this go like this.
It's been a problem all my life. I have 2 brothers and now my dad.
Okay. I imagine, because this thing just didn't happen out of nowhere. You stay on, and we're going to get you the help you need. I'm sorry this came up so late, but this is live, and we often can't tell what's going to be there. Program's about you. Program's about all of us. It's about understanding life, and sometimes it's painful, and sometimes it's inspiring, but it's always real. See you next week.